Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Qhakaza.
Hey guys, welcome back to Qhakaza Mntase. I am Vivian.
Igama nguzana kuhlekasela kuphathwa. Welcome to the all new Qhakaza Mntase.
And a great thanks to our sponsors, Captain Joe, Tough, X-Royal Studios, Sihle and Kainago Photography, and Just Garth Photography.
And just about here right now, you should be seeing the social links. Please do like, do share, do subscribe to Qhakaza Mntase.
And guys, today at the studio we have a familiar face. A face that you guys all know. Put it.
Ciao, Matot. Family, we have none other than Garth Potgieter, better known as Just Garth, as far as his photography services are concerned, but we'll be talking to that and so much more.
Hi Garth.
Good evening, guys.
How are you?
Yes,
Thank you. How are you guys?
Kunjani uba on the other side for a change?
No, I'm happy. I was about to say, but no, I feel way more comfortable on this side. Look, I'm treated a bit better on the side.
Cheers.
But so far, how have you been? How have you been, sir?
Oh, wow, okay. No, I'm good. I'm well. Is that love? It's not like I've gone anywhere.
Well, you've at least changed provinces, so that's something, right?
Sipa kocha.
Mntakwethu, sekapa apha fonye, kweletlans. In the mother city, Zileville.
Hey, definitely that. Hey man, tell us, what have you been up to, man?
Hey, I've been traveling, guys.
Hmm.
I've been traveling a lot. Since I've been gone from Qhakaza, I've gotten more gigs from out of town. I was in Johannesburg for a while. I'm a freak. I'm frequently in Tuja.
You're a freak. Sorry,
No, sir. This is off yeah, so I've been at Tuja a lot. I don't know when this is going to come out, but next week, when we're taking this, so that's it, Tuja. Tandem is there. Yeah. I've been in Tata a lot, I've been traveling the Eastern Cape a lot, and Ngokusiseka.
beautiful, thanks. Garth, I think for the benefit of those that don't know Garth, right? Because we know you, your family. I want us to sort of get into Garth, right? Jeez, we should celebrate from in these days. But again, for the benefit of those that don't know you yet, right? Who's Garth?
Got you. No, thank you so much for the question. Hey, I don't use that term celebrity. No, guys. My name is Garth Potgieter. I grew up in East London, Quickly to be specific. I grew up a shy kid. I played sports. I don't know. I think this thing of art actually caught me later in life, but we're getting there. Yeah, I grew up. What most people ask me, which I think you missed, which is weird.
Okay.
Where did it come from? How did you become you?
Yes,
All of that. Okay. So when I was 5, I met Ichom Yam. You guys met him recently. Because he lives up Qhakaza. But yeah, I grew up with him since I was like 4.
Yes.
And then we had another group of friends, and the Xhosa thing sort of just stuck because everyone around me is speaking the language, so it has to be, I have to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started my first business with my mom a year after high school.
Wow.
So that was selling and servicing fire protection equipment. So it would be your fire extinguishers, your
I was never happy in the job. I've done it now for, what's the year now? It's 2025, 13 years. So it's 13 years I've been in that business. And it was never something that really stuck up a home. It was never something that fulfilled me as a person.
Yeah.
3 years ago, I first bought a camera. And yeah, it's
Alright.
Utimakatana uyeka by firefighter for no long foot. How way? How? Who's firefighter actually? But uyeka bra.
Not necessarily a firefighter, dude. It was I sell the equipment, so your extinguishers for businesses and businesses, households, cars, Umjolo. So it's just that equipment, and we make sure about you're up to date every year, all of that. How did I become a photographer? Most of my TikTok people will know that I was dating someone during the COVID times. I don't want to mention it, but yeah, whoever knows knows. And so she was a model, or is still a model, and there be some money shoots. They're very expensive. So I thought to myself, you know what? I can learn something very fast. Let me just buy a camera. I think I bought a cheap camera. It was a Nikon D3100. It was one of the cheap cameras. It was about $3,000. I was like, yeah, no, this is the one. Let's go for this one. Then I started taking pictures of Vienna. And also, when you get a camera, the first thing that you want to do is take pictures of nature for some reason. I think we all did that.
That's true.
We all want to take pictures of butterflies and birds and whatnot. So, doing that, and then I started realizing, no man, like there's more to this thing. There's more to this thing. Like you can bring out colors, you can change colors, you can literally create what you want to create with this thing that you are creating. So going forward now, I was taking pictures of my girlfriend at the time, and she was hosting a pageant. I decided, okay, she asked me, and then I was like, yeah, no, it's fine. I'll take pictures of your pageant for you. Took pictures of the pageant, and then other directors of other pageants saw those pictures, and they were like, no, how much do you charge? Then it sort of hit me, oh, charge, okay. There's money here. There's money here. So I was like, no, 300. So I did a whole show for 300. That's crazy. I did a whole show for 300. I'm like, you know what? This is quite a bit of work. But the next time someone asks me, I'm gonna double the price. So the next time I said 600. They were like, no, cool. That's a good price. Hey, okay. Okay, Zakib. And then I started falling in love with the actual craft, like actually learning the intricacies of this thing. When I met one of your sponsors, that's when my photography game actually changed dramatically. Like very, very, very dramatically, and it was the lessons as much as I don't want. As much as I don't want to admit it, but it was the lessons that I learned from Swiss. That when you love something, and then you start feeling like you hit that plateau, man, where you become complacent in it. So I was making money from it, but I wasn't furthering myself. And I could see, but I'm gonna head to the same way that I was heading with the fire business. Okay, it was exciting in the beginning because it didn't gain any money, but then it wasn't going to
So it was
fulfill.
stagnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I went to Switzerland, he pushed me to do more.
Yeah.
To challenge myself. And I think in that challenging myself now, I started, from those lessons that he taught me, I started learning on my own as well. I started learning my own way of doing this thing. I started learning different things that I can do
Of course.
from those lessons.
Yeah.
And yeah, the popularity also pushed the photography, because people would see me and just want to meet me or support me in that way because they knew me. And yeah, now we're at a stage now where I don't think many people don't know that I'm a photographer, even on TikTok and everything. That's the image that I put out, and I said it in a meeting that I had the other day. I identify as a photographer now.
Wow. And food. All right. G. So for me, I really want to again go back to Garth.
Okay.
Yeah. The person, right? Again, I mean, popularity is your thing now. If you get what I'm saying. For me, again, you're a celebrity. So I was quite about 16K for me saying that I said it. They're money, man, not yet. But you know, you wear a lot of hats, which we'll get into, right? You've come into the photography game, and you know, you became a student of the game, you know, and it's earned you the name that you now have, right, and the brand that you now are. So I want to understand, right, that how did home craft that in you, right? I want you to paint a picture for us as what is family for Garth, nah? Who is Garth to family, right? And again, how has that shaped you to become this Garth Potgieter, which I was Mazio namhlanje?
Thank you, speech. Yeah, you're asking me quite a difficult question, actually.
Supposed to be.
Okay.
Everything else is easy, right?
As you can see, I'm wearing a soccer outfit.
Yes, sir.
That's the soccer shirt. So, growing up, there was one thing that I wanted to be in my life. I wanted to be a soccer player.
What? You see what I'm talking about? Now we're learning. All right.
Soccer player, photographer. That's what I was saying.
No, I'm very good at sports. Of course, I don't know this,
Yeah.
but yes, and I'm a very sporty person. I was into gym at some point.
Yeah.
All of that. But growing up, all I wanted to be was a soccer player. Like
Yeah.
I didn't have any other dreams. I didn't care about the school. I didn't care about anything. I wanted to be a soccer player. But at home, it's difficult to get your parents that are in sales.
Yeah.
You know, to accept, but no, you want to play this game, we pick the first one. Yeah, so I'm not gonna say I wasn't supported in my dream of becoming a soccer player, but I feel like I could have been supported more from home. So yeah, I think when I reached high school, you know, when you reach high school, there isn't usually soccer, especially M1. It usually goes straight to rugby.
Yeah.
So I started playing rugby in high school. So I was a rugby player in high school. I'm one thing about I'm fast. Oh, I don't know if I'm still fast, but I was fast at some point. So that sporting blood has always been part of me. I think that I was always a creative, but I never realized it. Because endlini, I have a sister who's an artist. Like she draws beautifully. My dad is amazing. actually at things that are like drawing,
Yeah.
putting things together, all of that.
Wow.
Got you.
Yeah, my mother was more the
Mm.
I need to make money now. I don't care about all of that. Let's just do this. Let's make this money.
The house
Yeah.
in the family. Yeah.
And also, one of the beautiful things for me, and I only realized it later in life, is that I took from both sides. Because I'm a hustler. If I need something, I'm going to make a plan to get going.
Yes, sir.
And I got that from mom. And then the artist side, I'm sure it came from that.
Okay.
Yeah, so what is family to me? What is family to me? Okay. Let's move up to the timeline. Let's move up the timeline. Let's go to 2023.
Okay.
So 2022, 2023, I'm still working with mom
Sure.
in the fire business.
Mm-hmm.
I have just bought the camera.
Okay.
So even at that point, mom was still like, yeah, no, this thing, and I can't see the money here. Not smart. Do this. And my mom was a very, would you call it like a helicopter parent? So at that time I was also into gym a lot. So every time I go to gym, like I used to go to gym every day. Every time I go to gym, she's like, no, I need to go to spa. Spa is next to gym. I need to go to wherever. This is next to gym.
Yeah.
And then she'd wait for me for those 2 hours. And then when I come out, I'm like, oh, now I'm okay, let's go home.
Okay.
So I never really had the freedom even when I started the photography thing. So that's why I wasn't pushing the photography that much my first few months of buying the actual camera.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 2023, my mother passed away. And in Guinea, I live with my aunt, my grand, my sister, and my dad. So the responsibility, that hustler, had to become me. Like within the space of even funeral. There was no funeral plan, there was no life cover, there was none of that. So I went from the 500 rand that's in my bank to burying my mother within 2 weeks.
Jeez, bro.
Now, I think let's go into the actual funeral part, because that's what actually changed my life.
Yeah.
2 weeks prior to that funeral, I had met a name.
Oh, go right ahead.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ronaldo Khan.
The G?
Dachi.
Yeah.
I went to Dachi. I wanted to use his BNP, Smart Diva accommodation, for my photo shoots.
Don't worry, we'll send them an invoice for this.
For those more intimate photo shoots, because people wanted to have those lingerie shoots and stuff like that. So I was asking him, like how much would you charge me to do this? Then he saw my profile and he was like, no, you're a photographer. Come take nice pictures of my place, I'll give you a room. And that's how our relationship started.
Yeah.
2 weeks after that, my mother passes away. The model that I was shooting the lingerie shoot for was on my WhatsApp. She called me. I couldn't speak. I think it was the shock. I don't know what it was, but I couldn't speak. And for some reason, she had in Ambakatachi. It was 11 o'clock at Souk on a Saturday night. He called me straight after she called me. You could hear I couldn't speak. But yes, he showed up midnight on a Saturday night. Came to come and sit with me for 2 hours. One day that everything's gonna be fine. The corner, his own.
Shout out to that G.
Shout out.
And Nyani, most of the connections that I have from Sanj, yeah, people that know me know that I'm friends with people that are very,
Thanks.
that are very popular.
Yeah.
Actors, comedians, musicians, or so like the cream of the crop of everything that they use in entertainment. And most of that came from Otachi. A lot of my lessons, my business lessons, because if you remember what I was saying, like I only learned from my hustler mother. I didn't learn the intricacies of business. You can get this, you can do this, you can do this.
Sure.
And it was so beautiful learning from such a great mind. Like the great mind that Utachi is.
Yeah.
And still remains to be, it's insane. And then he's also surrounded himself with more great minds like yourself. When a speech.
Bango.
Oh.
And fuck.
How did you meet?
How do we put it
Yeah, so in a way, my mother's death was a catalyst to my growth. A catalyst to my growth. Exactly. Yeah, and I'm just so grateful, man, for everyone that's in my life and people that have been around me these last 2 years. It's been such a blessing.
Brother, you did a 360. Like, it's amazing.
Wow. Like I said, we get to know God. We TikTok famous person. Oh, now we don't know what it smells with TikTok. The ladies are going wild. And if yours it, the females, the ladies. But I don't know Mr. God. Who called Mrs. God? Right? Who's that one? You can't find him. Who's that name? Mr. God.
Yeah, no, I'm not dating.
Okay, let's wait for that one. I think that there's something coming.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not dating. The space that I'm in now, my lifestyle.
Look into my eyes. Okay. The labels is available.
No, but guys, I think it's very important for me to explain it.
Yeah.
And also just get into why I'm not dating. I've just realized that my lifestyle is not conducive with that lifestyle. Like, I've been at Qhakaza for how many days now? 6 days. So yeah, 5-6 days. And it was a spur of the moment thing, me coming here. It was like the day of leaving. It was like, Wasabi, let's go. Yeah, also, that's the life that I live, generally. And it's not something that I want to put someone through.
Yeah, man.
You understand? Like, they like.
And that's it, bro. Man, fuck. That's it, bro.
They like attention, man. They like that thing. And with my job, I'm shooting I'm editing it soon.
That's the man.
I don't have that time. I can't be on top of you for. No, I'm not literally, guys. around you for.
Garth Potgieter, behave.
For both hours. Yeah, I think that answers.
Alright. G, talk to us now about, getting to where you are, right? You've spoken to the people around you, right, that have been critical to that growth. In the past 2 years, basically entering an industry and in 2 years making a name for yourself as one of the best, right? In when I was in matric, my grade head said something that stays with me till this day and will probably stay with me for the rest of your life. And he said, boys, in life, you want to find out that it's not just about what you know, right? But it will mostly be about who you know, right? So that's absolutely plays a critical role. But for me, right, while you've had that, if you were not consistent, right, if you were not committed in terms of building the brand that you've built, it would not happen, right? Even with those resources and connections and network that you have. What separates you, right, from the average photographer? Why has Qhakaza just come into the game and there's been many players in the game and you're now, in 2 years, sitting amongst the top in the game?
No,
I agree.
and yes, I genuinely don't know. I work hard, I just keep going. Like,
Well, that's the answer. You do know. You work hard. You keep going.
like that's literally the thing. I work hard, I keep going. I want to learn.
Yeah.
I love learning. I want knowledge. I want to understand. I don't want to say I want to be the best, but I want to be my best. I want to be the best for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that I've found something that I genuinely and truly do love, it's easier to work harder. I don't feel those aliens that I'm doing.
Yeah.
As much as I do get tired like anybody else or anything like that, it's just something that is, it's love, man. You know when
Beautiful, man.
you feel it.
Yeah.
And I think it's just hard work.
Gotcha.
Into abangayaziyo, maybe a few of our Qhakaza family that know and some don't know. You are passionate about modeling. You once dated a model, but you are passionate about the growth in the industry. And tell us more, what are you doing behind the scenes? Yeah, you camera, but what are you doing behind the scenes? Because you're passionate about the modeling industry that I'm going to
Okay. It goes back to that dating a model thing. So dating a model, she used to video call me when she wanted to understand certain questions or whatever. So we actually practice. Like I'd write down questions and then we actually practice. So if you guys don't know, in pageant you get asked questions and you answer and then you get scores based on what answers. So that's what we were doing. And then after a while, she also had a school, like a modeling school where she was teaching kids. I could see the way that those kids responded to Lento Bayenzayo. Like, she lives at Qhakaza. In Qhakaza, there's a big problem with Umjolo and drugs. So most kids grow up and they only see Amapara, they see these drug addicts, they see these alcoholics, they see their 16-year-old older sisters becoming pregnant. So modeling, I could see by modeling, it's changing these kids. Like these kids are being shaped by this thing. They're learning those morals, they're learning those lessons that some of us didn't get when we were growing up. And it's something that I wish more parents would actually look into for their kids, and also work with us. When I say us, I did not introduce. I am currently I'm currently deputy chair of Back to Basics, which is a board in modeling in Eastern Cape.
Wow.
Remarkable.
So what we would love a lot is for Abazali to actually work with us
Okay.
to help Abantwana,
Mm.
because we don't have the most resources,
Mm.
and sometimes a show is being hosted in Tat.
Mm.
Now you have to travel from East London to Tat with, you have maybe 16 kids.
Mm.
Like a judge can't travel with a contestant,
Okay.
because obviously it would be something,
Biased.
it would be biased, yeah,
Mm.
because now you interacting
Create
on
a
that.
conflict of interest, all of that, yeah.
So I wish that sports and recreation,
That's right.
yeah, arts and culture. I wish that arts and culture would actually take more things seriously. And Ramand, I'm looking directly at the camera.
Mm.
I
Get
hope,
an MSc.
I hope that MUC can see this and recognize modeling as something that is very good for the community and can actually grow Abantwana and get Abantwana off the street. Sure.
Alright. I think just touching on what you're saying about the MSc, and I think honestly shout out to her. I mean, she's very active. You see the work that she's doing,
For sure.
and she's very responsive to people that have sort of reached out. As I've sort of, because we're in that space, so you watch and you observe this thing. So I think with you putting that out, I have some confidence that you might just be surprised. G, you spoke to your new role. Congratulations. For what? For me, it's the balance around that. You are a photographer on demand. You are traveling nationally. You are running a business, right? That you've now inherited from your mom, and it's now looking at you to run it, right? And you're now wearing this hat, right, as director of the modeling board. And I understand there's other, responsibilities and roles that you play that demand you and demand you to lead, right? How do you maintain that balance? How do you ensure that you are giving your best to all these causes?
Balance. Yes.
Mm.
Sure.
That weird.
I don't actually.
Mm.
I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it, my balance is sometimes off.
Okay, that's
my
balanced.
My balance is sometimes very off, and yeah, sometimes we go into unhealthy habits, like we eat funny things. Like
Mm.
we've been on the road for how long? We've been eating KFC.
So
and
smart.
all that.
Yes, fine.
As
We're gonna
exposed,
think
I've been eating a makali, I don't know.
No, but it's stuff like that. Like sometimes I forget to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
forget to look at myself, and even mentally,
Mm.
not only physically, even mentally, because I'm always looking at the next project. Okay,
Yeah.
I've done with this one, now I'm going on to this one. I'm done with that one, I'm going on to this. Cookie case and then I'm going modeling. I can do what I do. Eating up, there's problems in things. I need to take care of that. There's problems up in team. Sorry, I'm doing it again. I need to take care of that. Yeah, well, oh yeah, I forgot to mention there's another board that's coming that
Okay.
I'm also part of.
Yeah, well.
I can't mention it to Ngobo,
Okay.
but there is something else that's coming, and it's going to be good for young entrepreneurs
That's
and
good.
those that are looking for funding.
Nina slibag.
Please.
That's slibag.
Thank you.
So I'm Qhakaza Mntase.
Yeah, guys. So sometimes I'm not fair on myself.
Sure.
I'm not fair to myself. I'm not taking care of myself. I actually had this conversation the other day about the fame thing. Once you become popular, once you become someone that's a public figure, people start seeing you a certain way.
Okay.
And if when you don't play the role that they're playing, you're gonna start getting some side comments as off, and those things do affect you in a way, because you start looking back, no, am I really, am I this person that they're making me out to be, or am I me?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, there's a bit of balance that I'm lacking. I'm still working on. Mind you guys are around, you help me sometimes when it comes to my mental state and all of that. So
Yeah, man.
we're still getting there, we're learning.
Yeah.
Firefight is superhero. Firefight, photographer, superhero, place to play, superhero.
Cheers.
We celebrate. Kama's got good. Not him. Actually say that. Yes, don't come for me. But as long as it's, like you said, we've had the experience to see you grow. You handle these things gracefully, And abandaba needs and abandaba they don't want help. They don't want help. But God's man, it's been beautiful watching you grow. Beautiful to watch you grow and see passion yapa. You wanna study. You want to grow. It's very good, man. So yeah, you're on the other side now.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. So God, I think for me, one of the things that have come up consistently in conversations we've had about either projects, individuals, and all of that, is that when you work with people, right, it's the person's heart. And that's what you sort of look for in individuals that you collaborate with, work with, and all of that. Now, as a person now who's growing in business, as a person who's growing in community development, and understanding that, the growth and survival of business, there's institutions and all of that, and there's projects, may sometimes be dependent on reliant on people whose heart's position you don't necessarily align with. Now, with that type of conflict, what's your position in growth, versus, I guess, a moral disconnect?
I like that question. I really like that question. I'm not a person to be a tool for a very long time when I meet someone, because I want to understand you. I want to know what's actually going on with you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to give me the act that you give me. I want to know you. And first of all, when someone doesn't show me that, it's a red flag.
Sure.
I can't work with you anymore. If you're not open, you're not giving me something. Besides that, I'm not afraid to walk away from anything. If it's not aligning with what I want.
Got you.
I think what we were talking about earlier as well, the balance thing. In one of the areas where I do take care of myself, it's when it comes to abantu. And I think that most people that have met me know this. But soon gets there, like I'm not that person.
Yes, sir.
I'm not that person. Don't play with me. And once I feel something is off with someone, I'm not afraid to walk. I don't care who it is. I've cut off my own family members. I don't play with my space.
Gotcha. Qhakaza, masingodusa kahle. Masingodusa.
Ciao.
Yeah, wait.
Ciao. Thank you so much, man, for joining us. Short notice, but it was fun.
Sure.
Was you look comfortable? Show it, feel comfortable on the opposite side. But thank you so much for being with us again. Qhakaza, but on the opposite side. Good.
Bahlali, masibulele once more for your time. Kwakhona nguza nokuhle kasala kuphathwa.
Vivian?
Sithi
Qhakaza
Mntase.
Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza.